Welcome to the final day of the 44Cup Calero Marinas here in Lanzarote. We've got 3 boats jockeying for the lead. Calero Racing leads Peninsula Racing and Team Aqua, but all just separated by 2 points. Any of the top 6 boats could technically still win, and with the fluky light breeze that's currently on the racecourse, anything could happen. Let's jump into the action. Welcome to day 4, the final day of the Lanzarote Calero Marinas regatta. This is now the thin end of the wedge. We have 3 teams separated by just 2 points. As mentioned earlier, let's see how this plays out today. We'll try and keep on top of that. Look at a fantastic start from a couple of boats in the middle. So you had Team Aqua with a really nice start in the middle. And down on the pin end, fantastic, what we call a slingshot start there by Team Peninsula. We can see onboard footage of them there as they sail away. That's a great place to start down the pin too, especially if you want to get out to this left-hand side, because you can just put the bow down and go maximum speed, maximum VMG speed, velocity made good. And you haven't got someone, so the boats inside them, for example, you've got a left just inside them. They'll be trying to live there. They're having to squeeze up a little bit. They're definitely sailing slower than Peninsula are there. And that was a really fantastic start by John Bacedoni and his crew, who've been doing so well in this regatta, sitting in 2nd place right now. And here we go at the top mark. Here we have Peninsula. That start, they've really been able to capitalize on it. And obviously that side, the left-hand side of the racecourse there was the right one too. Yesterday we saw the right paying a lot, but it is shifty and puffy out there again, guys, and that will change throughout the day. But good starts often lead to good races. If you're starting well throughout the regatta, that's it's a really key component, but starting is a dark art. So here we go into the first set. We'll see who 2nd place is right now. So Peninsula are 1 point behind Calero. Let's have a little talk about this. So Calero are winning the regatta right now on 29 points, but Peninsula are 1 point behind them on 30, and Team Aqua on 31. Now Aleph, who we see just coming up, they're going to be in 2nd place, going around the top mark. They're 11 points back on Team Aqua. So they're 11 points out of the podium right now. So quite a lot of work for them to do to try and do that. It's possible in 3 races. As we said, it is shifty and fluky and tricky out there. So anything can happen. But at the moment, it's all about the 3 boats. And we can see go around in 3rd place there is Team Aqua, who are sitting in 3rd in the regatta. So they'll want to try and not have too many boats between them. And as Team Peninsula sail off at the moment, you can see they've got quite a good lead there, Team Peninsula, as we look at them going downwind. Still 4 boats haven't gone around the top market, and they're a fair way down the course. Beautiful views here from the island of Lanzarote. You can see the racecourse. You can see those shifts and puffs on the water. It's going to be up and down all day today as they sail in the lee of this beautiful volcanic island. There you can see the island in the background. Here comes Peninsula down towards the bottom mark with a lovely strong position. Tricky one for the tacticians today. I talked about that a bit yesterday, but it's the same thing. Vasco Vascotto, he'll be looking up wind and trying to decide where he wants to go up this next beat. How much do you cover the boats that are just behind you? So how much do they cover Aqua and Aleph, who were just behind them? Or how much do you just pick the side of the course you want, and if you really have a strong feeling for the right way to go. If you haven't got a really strong feeling, which is often the case in these puffier, shiftier conditions, then you will certainly be looking to cover a little bit too. But right now they're heading off towards that same side of the course that was so favourable for them on the first beat. And they've got a lovely lead. So they're already 10 lengths from the bottom mark, and we can see the 2nd boat there, Aleph, going around now. So everyone's kept their positions out of the top 3 from the top mark. Aleph still in 2nd, and Aqua still in 3rd. And then there's a little bit of a gap back to their Nika, Team Nika, we can see with the kite still up. They're probably going to jibe here and go around that left-hand mark. The right-hand mark being so far away from them. You can see them dropping the chute and jibing the boat there. Team Nika had a tough old day yesterday. They had a collision with Artemis. Got ducked a couple of points for that. And they are having, certainly by their standards, a very tough regatta. So here we are on board, looking down on the water at Team Peninsula, about to go around the top mark. They just seem to be extending, so they're really getting to grips with this course in Lanzarote today. Let's see, kite is set, jib comes down, and when it's light like this, the next thing you want to do, you want to get the jib tidied up and then just settle and get the boat moving as fast as possible. They'll feel good being able to look back and see you left that far behind them. And again, they'll probably just cover down this last run a little bit. But you can see the guys already, they're sort of settling in, start moving the body weight around. It's all about boat speed now. And on these lighter days, it's about the finesse. You'll see the two guys near the mast. We'll see them moving in and out a little bit and just going for a bit of chop. There must have been a motorboat went past, so you've got to keep the boat rumbling for that. And they'll talk about that. They'll say a few waves coming here, keep the boat moving. They'll probably sail a little bit higher, a little bit faster to get through the waves. And then once you're through, you can start to come down a little bit. And again, it's those VMG angles. What is the optimal angle to sail these boats in these conditions with these sails? There you go, just see the guys moving their weight around a little bit. They'll be talking about it too and trying to synchronize their weight. So big lead for Peninsula right now. So yeah, they haven't won an event since 2017. They had a tough old year last year. They had a big collision. Their boat was written off. It was a brand new boat. They hadn't been doing so well with their brand new boat. A little bit like Aqua. It was sort of a feeling, oh, the new boat's is good, but then Team Gamera came along with a new boat and they've proven that no, there's nothing. They are doing perfectly fine with a new boat. And there we go. That's a lovely view for the guys on board Team Peninsula, especially when you are fighting to win the event and you look behind you and you can see everyone is behind you as you sail down towards the finish. I imagine they're on ley line here, which means this will be the final jibe into the finish. Looks like Aqua have gotten ahead of the left. Can't see left in the picture right now, but that is definitely Aqua's chute, one behind them. And that is what Aqua need to do. They certainly can't let Peninsula get too far ahead of them. Peninsula only 1 point ahead of them, so they go, well done Peninsula, first win of the day. That would have, I'd say get rid of some nerves, but actually the nerves build throughout the day, and that's where you want to be. You want to be in a position to win it in the last couple of races, and it's a nervy feeling. It's a very different feeling on the last day when you're in that position. But it's a great feeling too. It's sort of the day sort of it sort of molds into one. There's a lot of sort of nervousness throughout the day, and it's exciting, but it's a brilliant place to be too. So there, Aqua. The next team we really want to be looking for is Gamera Racing, because they are winning the event at the moment. But the fact that I can't see them in the next couple of boats means that Peninsula will actually move up to first place overall. We'll get the leaderboard up in a second, and we'll have a better look at that. Team Nika there, they're going to come in third. One to left, they had a battle downwind, didn't they? They certainly lost a few places there. They lost 2 places, possibly 3, because you've got, looks like that's Artemis just inside of left. So yeah, Nika finished. They got a 3rd place there. That'll be better for them. They'll just want to move up the ladder a little bit and try and shake off some of the misfortune they've had, or misfortune, the tough days they've had so far. And certainly by the standard of the team, this is Nika I'm talking about, that was never out of the podium in any event last year. They discarded a 3rd place. They counted 3 first places. They won 3 of the events last year. So they're not used to being down in the second to last going into this last day. So 3rd for them will make them happy. And yeah, so we can see Gamera Racing here. They are coming in 7th right now. They're jibing. If they can stay ahead of Wow Sailing, that means they'll come 7th. And there we go. We see it on the leaderboard. They have moved down to 3rd. Peninsula Racing up into 1st. And Peninsula Racing very tight with Aqua still. But Gamera Racing they've let 5 places slip on the lead. So very disappointing start to the day for them. But certainly the fat lady is not singing yet. She's not even warming up. So let's see how the next race goes. the penultimate race of the first event of the 2026 season in the 44 Cup. First blood to Peninsula Racing today, as we saw, moving them up to first place, but sitting just behind them, 2 points behind them, is this team right here, Team Aqua. These guys are going to be watching each other all day today, and it's not a 2 or 3 horse race yet, but it's getting down towards it. So you can't. Oh dear, on board Aqua, what's going on here? They're actually having to jibe around. Looked like they didn't make the pin there. Bit of an unusual one. Sometimes if you're really thin on the pin, especially if you get a little bit of a left-hand shift, you just actually don't make it. So it looks like that's what's happened. They've had to tack around. I don't think they were OCS. That could also happen too, but I think they just didn't quite make it there. So not a great start for them. I was sort of talking about those sort of 3 teams, and Peninsula, they'll be keeping an eye on Aqua certainly, and Gamera too. They'll be pretty happy to see that. Just going back though, let's just go to the scores. Peninsula Racing is on 31, Team Aqua on 33, and Gamera Racing on 36 as we in this last race. And here we have first top mark, Aleph Racing. The French team, they've had a mixed bag this event. They started really poorly, but sort of built through the regatta. Certainly one of the form teams throughout the last few years, really, and last year too. Came second for the season. Very formidable 44 sailing team, and winning this race right now. But sitting there in second, these guys have got the bit between their teeth today. They won the first race. They're leading regatta right now, and they are in second place. And where is their next competition? I'm looking for Gamera. I can see Gamera way back. And I'm looking for Aqua, and I can't even see them in the picture right now. So this is really good news for Peninsula. Everything's shaping up the way they want it to right now. As I was saying, you can't win the event on the penultimate race, but you certainly can lose it if you have a really bad one. But that's really good for Peninsula right now. They'll be really happy with the picture. We'll see if there's opportunities for the other 2 teams to get back into this. Here we can see on board Aqua now going around. Are they in last place? I believe they're in last place, and that will not feel good when you're vying to try and win the first regatta, and it would be the first regatta for them for a long time too. Another really, really solid team that have been in this event for a very long time. You can see they did a bit of a jibe set there, kept the jib up, and rolled straight round into a jibe before they dropped the jib. But here we are. So Peninsula Racing still sitting comfortably in second, and they're actually putting a bit of pressure on Aleph here. Aleph's just going to jibe down to the bottom mark. Be interesting to see here. Peninsula's on starboard, so it has right away, but I think Aleph was fine there. They kept clear and they managed to cross them. But they're going to split gates here too, so Peninsula opting to go to the left-hand gate as we look up the race course, and Aleph going to the right-hand gate. And that does mean that Peninsula doesn't have to go around in the dirt and the dirty air of and the gas of Aleph, so they'll have nice clear air. And be interesting to see what they decide to do on this beat, whether they come back over to this side, or sometimes teams just split. They have very different ideas where they want to go, and they are happy to split down the race course. And we will see when the boats come back together who got it right. So let's just have a little look too for Gamera Racing again. And here we can see Team Aqua. They've managed to pass a couple of boats by the look of it. They've got Nika behind them, and it looked like there was one more back there too. So moving up the fleet, which is what they need to do now. Just need to take 1 or 2 places, and they've passed Gamera too. So looking back there, Gamera, the grey boat, we can just see him in the background, are now sitting in last place in this race. They are having a bad start to a day, and having won the last event of last year, they came into this event and were looking so strong again. It was sort of like they'd unlocked the cheat code for the Canary Islands. The last race last year being in Fuerteventura, before coming here into Lanzarote, and it looked like they just had it dialed in these sailing in the islands here. Although saying that, it has been very, very different conditions today. So we talked about the split there. Looked like Aleph got it right, going right actually up the beat, and have stepped out quite a bit on Peninsula. In fact, Peninsula have also been passed by Charisma as well. Charisma's been sort of we haven't talked about them much. They've kind of had a very sort of okay average regatta. They're currently sitting fourth though. Can they put pressure on the podium places right now? There are 9 places behind Gamera Racing, and actually they're going to eat into a few of those in this race if it stands as it is, because Gamera Racing, as we saw a minute ago, is struggling in this race. But Peninsula Racing round, they're in third place, so still doing what they need to do to try and win this event and try and win their first event in some years. Artist Racing going around now. Then we've got Team Aqua. So at the moment, it looks like Peninsula, they're going to put another 3 or 4 points onto Aqua if it stays as it is. But things can always change in racing. And my next question is, looking back, where is Gamera Racing? Always easy to spot because they've got the grey, light-coloured hull, and you can see them back there. They're fighting for last place in this race at the moment, which is not where they want to be. Team Aleph, there we go. They, like I said, they had a really bad first day. They came last in the first 2 races, and then they've slowly built since then. They've had a bit more momentum going their way, and they've shown the ability that we have seen so much from them in the past, and they've been saying a little better. They've had a couple of wins, and they're going to take this one as well. Good win by them. We can see, it's always nice actually, Aqua, they've got a bit of blue on their spinnaker. We can see them just on the right hand side there, just behind Charisma's spinnaker. It looks like Charisma should get a second here, and Peninsula will come in third, I believe, but Aqua, they might just be able to steal a fourth here. Saying that though, I don't think they will be able to. I think Artemis will pip them, and in which case Peninsula will put 2 more points onto 2 more points in the bag for their lead, which I would take them to a 3-point lead, which we'll have a little look at the scoreboard in a minute, but just quietly doing what they need to do. But it will be a tight race, that's for sure, the last race, if it is only 3 points in it, and pretty much match race. I'd say Gamera Racing could well be out of it now. There could be too many points in between them and Peninsula to win the event. But let's have a look in a second, and we will break it down for you, and certainly be watching how everything unfolds in the last race. See if we can have a little look. There's Gamera. They've got Gamera written on their sail. I like the teams that are very obvious to spot. But yeah, fighting out for last place. So here we have the results. And Aleph Racing got a first there, but Peninsula Racing did what they need to do with a third, and Gamera came last in that race. So 34 points. It's a 4-point lead to Peninsula Racing right now. Are they going to match race Aqua all through the next race, or are they just going to try and sail their own race and hope they've got what they need to win this event? So as we watch the final start of the week, the last start of the event, the big news after last race, breaking down the points, is that it's now a 2-horse race. Peninsula Racing and Team Aqua are the only 2 teams that can win it. Peninsula has a slender 4-point lead over Team Aqua, so this could turn into a little bit of a match race. We'll see how that plays out, but Gamera Racing can no longer win this event. They're still on the podium. Charisma and Aleph could still make the podium as well, so there's a bit going on out there, but Peninsula only has to beat Aqua. That is their focus in this race, or stay within 4 points, and they will win the event. So they will be keeping an eye on Aqua all through this race. Do they stay close? You can see actually that both teams had a good start in the middle there. Aqua is just to leeward of Team Peninsula. As we come up towards the top mark, Gamera Racing back in contention for a race win, which is a bit more where we're used to seeing them. They've had a tough start to the day, which has taken them out of the opportunity to win the event, but they'll still want a good podium place to start their season. But Peninsula Racing, they're going to go around here in third place, and they're doing everything they need to do right now. Here we go, we're on board with Team Peninsula, and look at the energy on board. You can see it in these guys. They really want this race. And Wampa jumping out there, out of the cockpit. The guy's getting the jib down. Love it. You can just tell they know that everything is on the line, and they want this win so bad. This all means so much to them. But you've got to try and keep it calm too. It is light conditions, so it's still about the finesse as well, but they're giving it everything. And I love watching that onboard footage. That was interesting to watch. And there we can see Team Aqua down there, 2 places behind Peninsula Racing right now. So the interesting thing with Peninsula Racing too is that this boat has been lent to them by the Black Star team. We've talked about it a little bit, but that's such a generous sportsmanship thing to do. Shows you how great this class is, that one owner will lend another owner his boat whilst his hull's getting built. The new Peninsula should be back online later in the year, and Black Star will be back racing with us. But so generous to get lent a boat. We can see though Peninsula, so sort of in the middle of the screen here, that is Peninsula. They look like they've lost a place or two there. Just trying to find Aqua out there too. Yeah, look like they just stood down the pack there a little bit, but it'll be interesting to see going around the bottom mark here and see exactly where they are. Team Artemis have just stepped out a little bit there on the boats around, and we've got Aleph, who won that last race, doing well here. So as I said to Aleph, they could still make the podium. They are 4 points behind Gamera Racing, but anything is possible. Saying that though, I can see Gamera Racing on the left-hand side of your screen there. There we go, we're on board with them. They are just dropping their chute and they're still in the lead. So they've done what they need to do down that run. But everything got certainly a lot tighter. There's going to be a few boats going around the market, pretty close to each other. Yeah, look at that. The whole fleet is, you could throw a pretty small sheet over the top of that and it would cover the whole fleet. But yeah, here we go, Peninsula. Whereabouts are they? So they are ahead of a few boats still, but where are they compared to Aqua? I think I can see Aqua going around the other mark. I don't think they'll want to let Aqua split off the course. They'll probably follow them all the way up this beat or just try and stay close. They've just got to stay within a few places of them. And in fact, yeah, we can see Aqua going the other way. What will Peninsula do? Will they tack off here and head over to this side? Right now, we can just see they're the boat tacking now onto port. So top mark hits Gamera Racing. They would love to finish this event with a bullet. They'll be really disappointed that they went into this last race without an opportunity to win, to taste some more champagne, just like they did at the end of last year. But they'll still be happy to get a bullet here, and hopefully they'll be able to stay on the podium and they can spray the winners with the champagne too. And I'm sure they'll taste a bit as well. Aleph Racing going around now in second. Then we've got Team Mika, who really haven't had their best event here. It's been sort of tough to watch that. These guys did so well last year. Great team. Vladimir Pishikin has been in this class for many years and a great guy and a really good sailor. But yeah, they certainly had their struggles. I'm sure they'll come back fighting as the year goes on, but this event has not been, they've not been true to form of what we've seen from them in the last 2 years. I mean, we sort of talked about whether they could start to build a dynasty. If you win a third year, you talk about dynasties, but winning 2 seasons in a row, but going into this event, or coming out of this event, certainly not in the position they want to be. This will be, well, the event they want to discard, let's put it that way. So the last run, this is the last leg of the week. Gamera Racing coming down, got a nice little lead there. The puff, there's a puff coming down the race course. That will be on the boats in the next few minutes. But will it get to them before they get to the bottom mark, and will it help anyone? We can just see top middle of the screen there, that is Peninsula Racing. So where are they compared to Aqua? Let's try and spot Aqua because they've got the blue on their spinnaker. Oh, that is Aqua just ahead of them. Okay, well, they've done sort of what we talked about. They are covering them down this run. So even if Aqua beats them this race, as long as they finish just behind them, then they're doing everything they need to do. And yeah, they're not match racing them, but certainly a loose cover down this run, and they will be very happy with positioning right now. It's going to be very hard for Aqua to pass them and start putting those 4 points on them that they need. In fact, I think Peninsula will just jibe in front of them here and sail to the finish. I don't want to put the commentator's curse on it, but you can see them jibing now, and I believe they are clear ahead of Aqua and pointed at the finish. Team Gamera gets that bullet that they'll be happy about. A nice way to finish the event, even if it wasn't their best day. That should do everything they need to do. In fact, I can confirm that they will be on the podium. That will be at least a third place for them. There is a possibility they could still pass Aqua here, actually. We need to remember that too. It is possible for Gamera to get up to second, but we'll see how that unfolds, because both Peninsula, although Peninsula's got Aqua exactly where they need them, they are sort of fairly back in the pack, and they were obviously more focused on each other than trying to beat the other boats around them, which is all Peninsula need to do. But yeah, Aqua, they could slide one place down here, but let's see how this works out. So Peninsula there on starboard, they got right of way, they're pointed at the finish. I think we can confirm it now. The Fat Lady has sung, and this is going to be their event. Well done to those guys. It's really good to see them come back after a tough few years. Not having won an event since 2017. They will feel so good on board. John Bassadoni, Vasco Viscotto and his crew, fantastic job. Congratulations to you. We can see there that Gamera Racing did just enough to get second place. So that's on countback. They had one more win than Team Aqua. So that means on countback, they get second place and Team Aqua in third. There we are, Team Peninsula. Well done. Congratulations, guys. You've earned yourself a little bit of champagne, a couple of beers later. And fantastic to all the teams. Thank you very much to Calero Marinas, and another awesome event in Lanzarote. We had all the conditions and one very worthy winner in Peninsula Racing. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a fantastic week. Yeah, I think we've sailed really well. Very consistent, which you know, in this class it's important. I think we've pretty much scored the same number of points every day. Yeah, it's been quite very challenging conditions, very shifty, and I think we've, you know, the team have sailed very, very well, tactically, as well as, you know, handling of the boat, which has been crucial. Yeah, Vasco, Jordi, with the tactics strategy have done a great job. And especially all the hard work. A lot of hard work has gone into getting, you know, preparing the boat, you know, since we broke the last one. And so, yeah, big thank you to all the team. Because yeah, without that we wouldn't be as competitive as we have been this week. So it's been a fantastic week. Great feeling that we're, you know, it's been a while that we have had the win. So hopefully we can keep it going.
It's been a good week for Gamera. Although we didn't win the event, we were leading every day. But unfortunately today, the first two races, we couldn't start well and we're on the back of the fleet. Luckily we finished with a good high, a good win on the last race, which gave us the second overall, which is still a good result. We are pretty happy with how we sailed the week, apart from those two races. I'm happy for Peninsula, for Vasco. Well done to them, to John and Vasco and the whole team. They did a very, very solid week, but it's a long championship. And we are happy to finish second.
The event was great. We had a lot of different wind conditions, very windy days. Yesterday was Peninsula just winning. Yesterday was a little bit shifty and light. Today the wind was light but filled in nicely after we started racing. And yeah, it was a big fight between us, Peninsula and Gamera. And unfortunately, Peninsula had a clean day yesterday and another clean day today and won the regatta. Unfortunately for us, fortunately for them, but it was a well-fought battle, and really pleased that they got a win. They've been fighting hard for a while, and it's great to see them on the podium. We obviously were close with Gamera going into last race, and we were on the right side of the course and just didn't catch a few shifts, and we tied for the finish, but on countback they won, so they got a second, we got a third. But a great regatta.